Recorded Books and RB Digital present The Winds of Darkover by Marion Zimmer Bradley. Narrated by Pete Bradbury. Chapter 1. Barron dumped the last of his gear into a duffel bag, pulled the straps tight, and said to nobody in particular, "Well, that's that, and the hell with all of them." He straightened, taking a last look around the neat, tight little world of spaceport living quarters. Built to conserve materials, it had been the first Terran building on Darkover, in the zone later to become Trade City. It had something in common with a spaceship's cabin. It was narrow, bright, clean, and cramped. The furniture functional, and almost all built in. It would have suited a professional spaceman perfectly. Ground crews were another matter. They tended to get claustrophobia. Barron had complained as much as anyone else, saying the place might be a decent fit for 2 mice if one of them were on a stiff diet. But now that he was leaving it, he felt a curious pang, almost homesickness. He'd lived here 5 years. 5 years. I never meant to stick to one planet that long. He hoisted the duffel bag to his shoulder and closed the door of his quarters for the last time. The corridor was as functional as the living quarters. Reference charts and maps papered the walls up to the height of a tall man's eye level. Barron strode along, not seeing the familiar charts, but he did cast a brief, bitter glance at the dispatch board, seeing his name there in red on the dreaded rep sheet. He had 5 reps, official reprimands, when 7 would put one out of the space service for good. And no wonder, he thought. I didn't get any dirty deal. In fact, they went easy on me. Pure luck, and no credit to me, that cruiser and the mapping skip didn't crash and blow the damn spaceport right off Darkover, and have Trade City with them. He set his mouth tight. Here he was worrying about demerits like a kid in school. And yet it wasn't merely that. Many people in Terran Space Service went through their whole 20 years without a single rep, and he'd piled up 5 in one disastrous night. Even though it wasn't his fault. Yes, it was, damn it. Who else could I blame it on? I should have reported sick. But I wasn't sick. The rep sheet read, "Gross neglect of duty, grave danger of causing accident to a landing spacecraft." They had found him literally napping on duty. But damn it, I wasn't asleep either. Daydreaming? Try telling them that. Try telling them that when your every nerve and muscle should have been alert over the all-important dispatch board, you were somewhere else. You were caught up in a deep dream, bewildered with colors, sights, sounds, smells, blazes of brilliance. You were leaning into an icy wind under a deep purple sky, a blaze of red sunlight overhead, the Darkovan sun, the sun that the Terrans called the Bloody Sun. But you'd never seen it like that, reflected in rainbow prisms through a great wall of crystalline glass. You heard your own boots ringing on ice-hard stone, and your pulse was pounding with hate, and you felt the surge of adrenaline in your blood. You broke into a run, feeling the hatred and bloodlust rise to a crest inside you. Before you, something reared up. Man, woman, beast, you hardly knew or cared. And you heard your own snarl as a whip came crashing down and something screamed. The dream had dissolved in the thundering nightmare noise of klaxons, the all-quarter alarm of sirens and whoopers and bells, the wreck lights blazing everywhere, and your reflexes took over. You never moved so fast, but it was too late. You had slammed the wrong button, and the dispatch tower was fouled up by that all-important 8-second margin. And only a minor miracle of seat-of-the-pants navigation by the young captain of the mapping ship, he was getting 3 medals for it, had saved the Spaceport Authority from the kind of disaster that waked people up, what people were left, in screeching nightmares for 20 years afterward. Nobody had wasted words on Barron since. His name on the rep sheet had made him a pariah. He'd been told to vacate his quarters by 2700 that night and report for a new assignment, but nobody bothered telling him where. It was as simple as that. 5 years in Darkover Spaceport and 17 in the service had been wiped out.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?